superstars. Looking at the Sparks side, Elena Beard, back-to-back Defensive Player of the Year. Take us through the rest of the Sparks.
And you look at the young lady, the shooter, Chelsea Gray, with the Gumake. Incredible presence and power in that front line.
On the other side for the Aces, Wilson, McBride, Swords, Young, and Kelsey Plum. Back-to-back number ones on the floor, 3 years running for the Aces. Vadiva takes the first shot. Sparks on the board.
And what the Aces will have to do is make sure that they get there, because that pinch post position is something that they really come out of and attack.
Wilson taking it to the bucket, denied by Vadiva. Chelsea Gray looking at her options. Ruffin Pratt kicking it out to Nneka.
And that's going to be a tough matchup. Carolyn Swords out there playing Agumake, and she's got to be able to go inside and outside because she's a shooter.
Elena Beard on Kayla McBride. Plum looks for it, no good. Nneka right in front. Wilson outside. Swords looking for the and one. Gets the foul. Rusha, take us through your opening tip, first of the year.
You know, the Aces have gone to be really conditioned to do great things. They've had a great training camp, and they're looking forward to being intense and working really hard. Young but talented. And you look at these young ladies, starting with Jackie Young. She's going to be a great impact for this team this year.
Swords from the line. Bill Lambier valuing Carolyn Swords' leadership. Right now, she's kind of the grandma, if you will, of this team, along with Ty Young. Liz Cambasia is going to give her some relief in terms of minutes when she's able to play her. Carolyn Swords' role will change, but for right now, she's filling that role.
And she's done a great job in training camp, just making sure she kept the players together, kept them conditioned to do great things and to work on plays.
The Diva swarm. Derek Fisher, in his first year as head coach of the LA Sparks, when he talked about this team and what he wants their pace to be smart. He said, look, I don't want you to just go down and take that shot. I want you to think about your pace. He said defensively he wants that to be their identity, is in their defense. Elena Beard, he said he has been able to identify with her entire career.
And that's the thing, she is the head of the snake, because she is the one who sets the tempo based on how intense she is on defense. So that gets their fast break game started.
Aces ball. Plum looking up. Elena Beard all over Kayla McBride. Swords in, door closing. Vadiva gets a piece of it.
And the intensity of defense by the Sparks today has already started. But Kelsey Plum showing that she is not going to be taken lightly on the defensive side.
Kelsey Plum gets called for the foul. They're saying the elbow came right across Beard's arm. He says, look, she says she was all over me, but as she came back around, foul number one.
But you like that intensity by
sure
Kelsey
do.
Plum.
Absolutely do. Looking at Plum and to take that ball away, that's not something we would have necessarily seen a year or two ago. Into Vadiva. Wilson. Talking about defensive pressure, Asia Wilson denying.
She did a great job by contesting the shot, but staying down and not going for the ball fakes. That way she was able to contest on every pump fake and then make sure the ball went out of bounds.
Asia turning around, Chelsea Gray disrupting. Ball stays with the Aces. Bill Lambier, second year as the head coach of the Las Vegas Aces, told me before the game he feels his team is miles ahead of where they were last year at this time. Last year, Rusha, you remember, there were still players arriving at this time.
And you look at what they have done now, because they've had a chance to work through training camp together with the late addition of Liz Cambage. They've worked really well, and they know the system from last year.
Shots not falling, though. The defense of Tiara Ruffin-Pratt disruptive. Aces are 0 for 5 right now from the floor. Chelsea Gray found herself with some room.
And she's an incredible impact player, so they have to make sure the Aces have to be in front of her at all times.
McBride looking for a little teardrop, no good. Batted around, there's the first bucket of the year.
And just a little bit of jitters for the Aces. You see all the energy in the building, and I'm sure the crowd has them hyped, but they've got to calm down, settle into their offense, and make sure they get good looks.
Vadiva away from the bucket. 15 feet is her jam.
And even more importantly, playing solid defense and staying in front of the shooters.
McBride for 2.
She and Kelsey Plum have even developed a little rhythm too, just knowing where she wants the ball and how to pass it to her.
Foul on Carolyn Swords as she comes down. Meanwhile, A'ja Wilson fighting for this one to get her first bucket.
She and Carolyn Swords battling for that rebound, and she comes away with it. And nice, close enough, nice little bunny, put it right over the front of the rim.
Crowd appreciating every touch of the ball by the Aces. Ogwumike shot too strong. Foul was on Carolyn Swords. Makes the back end of it. I think you really hit it, Roosh. I mean, 4 players on the floor know this system now. How about high-low?
Perfect example with Kayla McBride reading. She got A'ja the back screen, and Kelsey Plum looking at it the whole time, was able to get it to her.
Inside to Vadiva.
That rotation on defense right now, the Sparks are picking them apart by making the extra pass.
Vadiva has 6 of the Sparks' 11 points. Plum, 15-footer.
And Kelsey Plum coming out of that corner on that screen is going to be really hard for the Sparks to defend because she knows exactly when to shoot based on where the placement of the defense is. And you see here she's going down, and just as Jackie cuts, she pulls the defense just a little bit. And Plum comes off of Carolyn Swords. And she reads the post player because she's not going to come all the way out just to contest, but Plum knows exactly where to go to get her shot off.
Plum, though, just picked up her second foul. Las Vegas started 0 for 4 since 4 for 6.
And though she got that foul, the aggression from Kelsey Plum, she's committed herself to playing better defense. So I think she'll work her way through that.
She sure will. Meanwhile, Bill Lambier, when I asked him about the strongest defenders on the team coming into this year, he said nobody better than Ty Young, and that's who came in for Plum.
She actually plays her position really well. Comes in and plays a little bit of point guard for the Aces as well.
Chiney Ogwumike in for the Sparks as well, denying that shot.
And the Sparks are being really active both on offense and defense. You see here Kaylin Swords called with a foul.
So for Swords, that's her second as well. In comes De'Erica Hamby, re-signed with the Aces.
And the good thing about this Aces squad is that they have quality players from number 1 through 11. So when you bring somebody in off the bench, you're not going down.
Well, and everybody on the floor except Jackie Young played already a year under Bill Lambier's system. So especially for their defensive rotations, he talks about it just feels so much more smooth. And he can't say enough about how Jackie Young is able to absorb and execute information quickly.
And she's very humble and willing to learn. So she's always making great contact, eye contact when he's talking to her, making sure she understands the plays because she's had a lot thrown at her, but she's adjusted really well.
Yeah, it's kind of a good computer. I talked with him for a bit about it before the game as A'ja Wilson is at the stripe, knocking it down. And I said, is that basketball IQ? Is it smarts? And he said, well, if I could quantify it, I'd try to get it for everybody. He said, but you can really see it for her. She takes it in and goes right out on the floor and spits it right back out.
And another good thing about her, she's even keeled. She doesn't get too high or too low. You could never tell what she's thinking based on her facial expressions.
Wilson making both shots count.
Incredible move by Chelsea Gray, making space and finding out where the defense was, stepping through and getting the shot off.
Tamara Young. Shot doesn't go. Oh, inside, Elena Beard.
Incredible court vision as well. She see her teammate cutting back door and was able to get the pass off before she goes down.
Kalani Brown on the floor. For three. So smooth.
Nick buckets. When in doubt, shoot the ball.
Derek Fisher taking a time out. Feeding it in to Elena Beard, letting the defensive vet get her offense going. Welcome back to the house. Kayla McBride hitting her first three of the season moments ago. When in doubt, kick it out.
And Kayla's always ready to shoot, so she's definitely in a position with her feet set at all times.
Shanae Ogwumike in the Sparks uniform this year after being traded from the Connecticut side and going to the rack.
And Sydney Colson in now at the point. Made a great defensive play, wasn't able to recover the ball, but her energy adds to this Aces team.
Yeah, Sydney Colson out of Texas A&M originally. Spent some time around the league, Suns, Liberty, Stars.
And she's a veteran presence that the Aces needed at that point guard position.
Fouls on Tierra Ruffin-Pratt, her first. Alexis Jones entering the game now. In relief of Chelsea Gray, and a lot of new faces on the floor, along with Rakana Williams as well, who's been with the Sparks. So a lot of new faces for Los Angeles right now.
And this high post rub off. Right now, the Aces looking a little bit lost, can't get into their offense.
Buckets after the whistle. Foul is on Kalani Brown.
But you look at the intensity of the Sparks, they're playing incredible defense, putting pressure on all balls and backdoor screens.
Take a look for the foul here.
And Asia, she's going to the basket, getting contesting. Everybody knows she's strong on that left-hand side, so it's always going to be some contesting.
Makes the back end of that. 1 for 2. For Alexis Jones, ball in her hands as she's running. Sparks comes all around. Ogwumike, no good. Hamby.
Aces on the board, and she's got the green light to bring the ball up the court to get the offense started.
Defensive effort from the Sparks, disrupting. Kalani Brown, look at Hamby. Trying to shut it down, gets a part of it.
Incredible defense and footwork by De'Erica Hamby, making sure that she stays in front of the play.
For three.
Great transition. Kayla loves that corner, getting down there to make sure that she has her feet set.
Not here. How about that, Hamby?
And even being outsized, De'Erica works her feet, makes sure she stays in front, and she throws it, starts the offense, and down on the other end, K-Mac in the corner with her feet set for three.
First tie of the game, and how about Hamby's defense? Wilson, lead for the Aces.
And that's what it is, just a little bit of spark from somebody else on the other side of the basket, because De'Erica played great defense, but now the energy is picked up for the Aces.
Hamby coming around. Has been a big battle with Shanae Ogwumike and Asia Wilson.
Great drive by De'Erica. Got a little knocked off balance, wasn't able to finish. But now they have to pick it up right here on defense.
No foul and good defense by the Aces. No look over it to Tamara Young. Goes and gets her rebound and the foul. How about that? Season heating up for the Aces. Last year, A'ja Wilson had an amazing year.
And she just did everything well. She shot well, she shot her free throws well, rebounding, but she was an intense player on this court, and the Aces looked for her for leadership.
Yeah, you can count on her every game for double-figure scoring. Rookie of the year last year. Worked out, it looks like she is trying to make it an even better year. Alexis Jones with the foul. Tamara Young hits her first free throw. Jisoo Park comes in, just 20 years old. She was the youngest in the league last year. Wilson gonna get a rest.
And we see Sugar Rogers joining too. Sugar is definitely one they'll have to watch. She gets to that spot on the floor and gets it up.
So the 5 on the floor for the Las Vegas Aces is their bench. Kalani Brown handed back off to A'ja Jones. Or Alexis Jones, excuse me. And here goes Tamara Young. Nothing but Sparks jerseys in front of her. Hamby looked at it.
And Hamby did a great job of reading the defense. She came up a little close, and she knew she had the advantage going to the basket, able to draw the foul.
What do you think of the pace of this first quarter?
It plays to the favor of the Aces. They love to run the ball. Bill stressed during training camp that he wanted his team to be one of the best conditioned teams, and the pace is going to be fast.
Alexis Jones of Los Angeles picks up her second foul. Hamby at the line. After trailing 0-4, Aces up by 6 last minute of the first quarter.
I think the Aces had to work the kinks out initially.
That ends a 13-2 run with Krana Williams nails it.
With a hand in her face, Sugar Rogers was right there, but she's such an incredible scorer. She did a great job of getting the ball up.
Loose ball picked up. Here comes Williams. Oh, foul on Ty. Tamara Young picks that up.
And she saw that there was a mismatch, so she was trying to stop the ball before they got those 2 points. So make them take that out of bounds. Great defense by Ty, denying the ball on the inbounds and making sure that she made that right pass.
Mabry in front of Colson. Strong pass, Hamby for 3. Kalani Brown with the rebound.
And that's a shot that Dearica can make, so we look for her to do that a lot during the season.
Aces basketball. Everybody had their eyes on Mike Price there.
Just waiting to see what he would call. Sydney was convinced she didn't touch the ball, but she put pressure on the ball handler to make her make a bad decision.
Loose pass, but Sugar Rogers steps in. Foul is on Chiney Ogwumike.
Dearica's being aggressive, both offensively and defensively. She knew she had that baseline, and she didn't get there quick enough. Ogwumike did not get there quick enough to cut it off.
Derek Fisher saying, look, Chiney Ogwumike did not play overseas during the offseason. She was instead crushing it as a broadcaster, but he said she's come along quickly. It takes a minute, though, to get back into that basketball, really true competitive shape. So Ogwumike working their way there.
Yeah, she did a lot of work on TV, but you can tell she's not going to miss a beat.
Foul was away from the ball. It was on Sugar Rogers. It's her first.
And it's amazing to look at the amount of intensity, how it's picked up even as the subs continue to come through. The Aces have a solid squad from 1 to 11, and we'll see how they play this year.
Williams makes the back end of that.
Ty comes down to set it up. Have one possession. You see Bill over there telling them, hold on for a second. Let's get one good play.
5 seconds left. Hamby for three. No good. Loose ball. Nope. Chinea Gumake pushing the pace to Williams. Shot got off in time. The bank is open.
She had her head up the whole time looking at the shot clock, and she was able to get it on the backboard and nail it.
Off before the shot clock, behind the three-point line.
Ooh, that's close. It looks like it's in her hand.
The officials will take a look at it. We'll step away and we'll find out what they say. Welcome back. That three-point shot did not count. Ball was still in Williams' hand when the time expired. Second quarter action. And De'Erica Hamby starts things off with a bucket.
De'Erica's intensity both on offense and defense has given her an opportunity to make great plays for her team.
Well, we got a special guest with us in the booth, Dan Padover, joining us now, GM for the Las Vegas Aces. Welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
So you worked with Bill before over in New York. What made you want to work with Bill again?
That's a question everybody asks, right? No, I mean, he's a fun person to go to work with every day. Very fast-thinking mind and really good at building a basketball team as we see out here today.
So you came over, had a bit of a busy start, Dan, did you?
Yeah, to say the least.
All right, walk us through it.
Yeah, so I mean, I took the job here about mid-January. A week later, we get notice that Liz Cambage may possibly be looking for a trade out of Dallas. And from about that moment on, we have been at it, and up until a couple weeks ago, finally got the deal done.
And your work didn't stop there, Dan, because once she got here, everything was settled, but you still had to make some more changes.
Yeah, you know, it's not easy, especially when you get down to the deadline there. You know, we went with Sydney Colson to fill out our roster. We thought we needed that extra lead guard presence, as you see her in there right now. And, you know, we're playing with 11 for now. Somewhere down the road, we may go with 12, but we feel good about our team for the time being.
Twitter, right, on Instagram, everywhere, but you were actually inside it. How many times did the deal almost get done, not get done? Because we know it was between these two teams. How intense was it?
Yeah, I mean, I would say it went back and forth at least 5 times. I mean, we had every different scenario written down. At one point, I had a 6-team trade written down on a piece of napkin paper. So it was very fluid, to say the least. I'm just happy we were able to get it done at the end.
And here with the three-pointer, Sugar Rogers, another trade that was made. Tell us a little bit why you thought that would be a good decision. We'll talk about it on the way back.
Sounds great.
You stay with us, Dan. The house is on fire. It started off on a 7-0 run in the second quarter. The roof being blown off the house. Welcome back to the house. Las Vegas Aces hosting the Los Angeles Sparks. Dan Padover, joining us now. Dan, this is your first game in the house. What do you think of the atmosphere that you're now a part of?
I mean, it's unbelievable. The fans did a great job of packing the house tonight, especially when we get on a run a little bit. You can really hear them get behind us, and I think our team is feeling it as well.
Incredible defense. And right before we stopped, we talked about Sugar Rogers and how you were bringing her into the team. What type of fit do you feel like she'll have with the Aces?
Yeah, I mean, one of the things Bill and I looked at in the offseason was three-point shooting and defense. And Sugar immediately brings both of those onto our team, along with adding another veteran presence. We wanted to get a little older. Sugar's been in the league about 6-7 years, so just having another mind on the bench like that would be great.
Take us through the Liz Cambage details. What that would give up.
Yeah, so the two big player pieces behind it were Mariah Jefferson and Isabel Harrison. Isabel wasn't with our squad last year, but we were fortunate enough to have her in training camp. She really came out and showed us what she had, and she's going to be a great player for Dallas. It's unfortunate when you have to give up pieces like her and obviously Mariah, who was with us last year, but we looked at the value that Liz can bring, especially at that 5 position, and we feel good about it. Obviously the picks were involved as well, but given that we are Las Vegas and the way this franchise is going, we feel ourselves to be a big free agent team. So the draft wasn't as much of a concern to us as getting a presence out on this floor like Liz Cambage.
And the moves that the Aces have made really show that this team is committed to winning now and not waiting until later.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Bill always talks about this as year 2 of 3. I like to say we're a Labor Day team, not a Memorial Day team.
Oh, very
I like
nice.
that.
You think we're not going to use that when you leave this team? We're totally stealing that. So in terms of the expectations for this team, because now comes the part about managing expectations, what's your position in terms of pressure and expectations for the Aces?
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest thing is you got to look at this team. They've really only been together now probably 3 days when you include Liz and Kelsey Plum coming back from Turkey. So I really think, as Bill said the other day, we're going to end the year a lot better than we started. It's just a matter of can the pieces come together in August and September when we need them to. But I feel good that it's going to be a process. I think we'll get better every day. It's just not going to be an overnight thing, and the players and coaches know that.
And you look at the chemistry. Already they're reading one another and understanding where each other likes the ball. So I think the Aces have a great start.
How many years did you work with Bill?
5 in New York.
What's the key to working successfully with Bill?
Always be one step ahead. You never want to have that question asked at you and you're like, I should have known that.
Yeah.
Yep, so always think one step ahead.
We're taking notes over here. What a lead, an 11-point lead for the Aces.
It just looked like the energy of the building had the Aces moving just a little too fast initially, but they've settled in, and now they have a great rhythm.
Aces have done a lot in the community as well over the years. What are the initiatives that are most important to you for this team?
I think Carolyn does a great job of the grassroots, along with Rusha, getting out to the classrooms and seeing these young boys and girls at an early age and really know that there's a WNBA out there and not just the NBA. And now that we're the premier franchise from a basketball perspective, I really think it shows when you walk around the town.
And you look at so many young fans and the parents are with them, but that's all about starting basketball as the top sport here in Las Vegas.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a basketball town. Still the new UNLV head coach sitting right by us tonight. It's just a great thing to see the community involved.
How about this? Another defensive denial by the Aces. Get this number. Los Angeles has not scored a field goal since 1:24 left in the first quarter. That is the defensive denial of Vegas.
And you look, the intensity just continues to pick up. With everybody that comes off of the bench, they keep picking up the level of play. So there's no drop-off with the bench for the Aces.
That's the first field goal since a minute and a half left in the first quarter. Dan, thank you for joining us. You turned out to be very good luck for your Las Vegas Aces. What a run.
Absolutely. We'll have to do it again soon.
All right. We'll see you soon. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Dan.
Welcome back. Second quarter action continuing here in the house. The Aces have taken control in this second quarter, built an 11-point lead. Wilson coming up through traffic, no good.
The Aces continue to be aggressive on both offense and defense, looking to get a run going, and they've done a great job.
The Diva wanted to have a second opportunity, did not exist. Chelsea Gray's shot came up a little bit short. Jackie Young has not taken a shot yet in this game.
She's been a facilitator, making sure that she is passing the ball to the right people and moving and playing well on defense. But I look for her to get more involved in the offense.
Vadiva for three. No good. Long rebound. Right to Chelsea Gray.
And even with the rebound, she looked a little discouraged with the way things are going.
She did.
She can't get anything to go down.
She absolutely did. There's a look on her face. Plum playing with some energy, coming around Carolyn Swords. Turning around and knocking it down.
That's easy money for Asia Wilson down there on that baseline. She gets that ball and just easy spin to the basket and up for 2. Here you see Kelsey with the outside bounce pass, and Asia going strong side to her left, getting that shot up over the defense.
Asia Wilson at the line, one of the most expressive conversationalists.
Even the ref has to laugh.
Ashley Gilpin getting a chuckle. No good, but how about Hamby?
Great rebound, not able to finish, but her activity level is so high for the Aces right now. And Asia down here battling in defense.
Beard going into Nneka, no look to Chene. The Agwuemeke sisters have not played on the same floor together in 7 years, but they went to 2 Final Fours together at Stanford. Derek Fisher saying they have that twin thing going on, even though they're not twins. How about this? It is the place to be here, including Kobe Bryant, former teammate of Derek Fisher, here in the house. The stars come out for the Aces.
Absolutely. Kobe Bryant is a great supporter of women's basketball. He has daughters that play the game. He's a supporter of Connecticut, but also the WNBA.
Yep, and he played with Fish, won a couple of championships with him in Los Angeles. It all comes together. Kayla McBride changing the conversation.
Just incredible fluidity within that offense. De'Erica knew exactly where she wanted to go. She had K-Mac set her up perfectly with a dribble handoff.
Gray, and the shot's just not what they want. Hamby and Nneka mixing it up. It's Vegas ball.
De'Erica battling. Just took the worst part of that foul right there. She goes up. Agwuemeke hustling, and the way she's landing on her knees, that's tough, but hopefully she's okay.
Second foul on Nneka Agwuemeke. Plum at the point.
Ace is trying to line up for the proper offense. Time off the clock, so Kelsey Plum did a good job of getting it up, not able to convert.
Beard in the corner. Derek Fisher said he wants her to shoot more. He said the way that he was able to get to Elena Beard was to say, you hurt the team when you don't take that shot. He said all Beard ever wants to do is help the team. So as soon as I told her, you hurt us when you don't shoot, he wants more offense out of the 2-time Defensive Player of the Year.
She's one of the most unselfish players in our league, and it's incredible that she doesn't get as many looks.
Wilson knocked down. Here's Beard. Inside, that was pretty for the Sparks.
Great transition, able to convert off of that and make sure they got down the court and score when they had the advantage.
Plum for 3. Yes, she did.
You won't see her missing that many in a row. She missed one and she came right back, no fear, and shot it again and nailed it.
I had a chance to talk with Kelsey Plum yesterday, asked her what the difference is in terms of feeling starting this season and last season. She said, this season I have a better idea of the expectations, what my role is. She said it was tough for her last year because she arrived after the season had already started. She said just the difference too in knowing the plays. It's changed everything for her.
And Kelsey was in a really particular position because she was such a great scorer, but Bill wanted to teach her his system, how to play the game in a way that would make her teammates better. She adjusted to that, and now this year, she looks a lot more comfortable.
Well, and I'll tell you what, defensively, it's evident that she's put some work in. She came out, started this game aggressively. Jackie Young tying things up there.
And that's the commitment that has been made by the Aces. It's all about defense and making sure that the help is in the proper place, because you have to trust one another when you're playing defense for the Aces.
1 minute left in the first half. Remember, this is the Aces without Liz Cambage.
That's what's so fun to watch, because the Aces are playing extremely well. They have a 14-point lead, and the newest acquisition has yet to even step on the court.
Also of note, though, this is the Sparks without Candace Parker.
Absolutely.
So two of the most fearsome front lines in the league are both missing critical pieces right now. McBride comes up short.
Looked like she tried to avoid the contact there instead of going straight up. That played to her disadvantage.
Parker will be out a couple more weeks with a hamstring injury. Liz Cambage, Bill Lambier told me before the game he expects to have her next weekend.
Absolutely. Liz has gotten in from Australia. She's trying to get herself accustomed to being on the court, the time zone, learning the plays, learning her teammates. And she's done a good job, but they just wanted to give her a little extra time to make sure she was prepared.
Yeah, and also the Achilles. I mean, Bill said she's still recovering from that Achilles. She lost a lot of weight during her time off. Want to make sure everything's still strong. No need to rush it.
And that's the thing we talked about. She's committed herself to her body and making sure she's in the best shape possible. She's lost 22 pounds.
Hamby at the line. Dearica Hamby with 12 points in the first half. Fifth year in the WNBA for Dearica Hamby. Final seconds of the first half. Chinea Gwumake turn around and kick it back out to Chelsea Gray. 4 seconds remaining. Shot's got to go off into Elena Beard. Another one at the buzzer.
Great job by the Sparks, keeping their composure, making sure they just finish the play. Aces with great defense, but they were not able to stop.
14-point advantage to the Aces as they head into the locker rooms at the end of the first half of play. They were aggressive defensively, patient when their shots weren't falling early, and sharing the ball. Los Angeles Sparks with some work to do before they come out for the second half. They had a long streak, 24-6 run gave the Aces that big lead. Welcome back to halftime. Las Vegas Aces leading the Los Angeles Sparks. Large margin, 14-point deficit for the Sparks to try to make up. Hey, everybody, I'm Anne-Marie Anderson alongside Arusha Brown. What a start to the season. It's a home opener. What impressed you the most?
The energy is great, but what I've seen is that the Aces have not dropped off throughout the subs. Everybody comes in, they play the same level of defense, the rotations are great, and they're looking to keep their teammates involved. So they've done a great job, despite what 5 was on the court.
They've held Los Angeles to 35% shooting from the floor. Let's take a look at some of the action offensively for the Sparks, starting with Dearica Hamby defensively creating some things.
And she's done a great job. I was really impressed with her because she's putting her feet in the right position, making sure she gets there, and then K-Mac coming off. She knows where she likes to get the ball, and so do her teammates. So they make sure she gets the ball in the right position so she can get it up and get the ball in.
And then last year's Rookie of the Year, Asia Wilson, 11 points, 6 rebounds. That's a heck of a nice first half.
You know, she had some contact going on there early, but she found her rhythm, and she's done a great job of putting points on the board.
As we take a look at the numbers, what story do they tell?
You know, tempo, because a lot of times last year, the Aces did not come out well in the third quarter, and then the tempo of the game changed. So right now, they have to set the standard and play really tough in the first 5.
Well, I'm remembering that game we did here last July 15th when these two teams faced each other, and it was like the wheels came off in the fourth quarter. It was a 35-15 Sparks fourth quarter. So maintaining that intensity, I'm sure everybody who was on the Aces last year remembers that. Immediately coming right around, Kayla McBride.
Perfectly executed play where they come in and make sure Kayla comes off of that curl screen right at the free throw line, gets an easy shot.
Beard to the Diva. The Diva finds her way through Swords and Wilson.
She did a great job of getting the ball over the top of 2 really tough defenders.
Jackie Young, how about that? And one. First shot she's taken.
Glad that she's made it, but she played really strong. Jackie knows that she has this potential handoff coming from Asia, but the defense stopped her, but she kept her feet steady and was able to pivot and get to the basket, absorb the contact, and still get the bucket down.
Foul is on Nneka Ogwumike.
Now Carolyn Sword picks up the foul as she's trying to go for the rebound.
So Nneka and Swords each pick up their third early here in the third quarter. Ogwumike inside.
And so right now the Aces have to make sure that they keep that level of defensive intensity, because you don't want to let the Sparks get into a position where they're comfortable.
McBride past Ruffin-Pratt. As we look at Jackie Young, #1 pick, what should we expect from her this year?
You know, this young lady has shown that she is an incredible athlete. She comes in and she does the work, but she's willing to learn. She's a sponge. So whenever Coach Bill is talking to her, her eyes are locked in on him. But she is strong, both offensively and defensively, as we saw in her last possession where she absorbed that contact and was still able to finish.
Gray. No good. Swords gets a piece of that. Nneka puts it away.
And these are the things that the Aces have to watch out for. They cannot allow the Sparks to get the rebounds and get easy putbacks.
Wilson trying to drive right through it all.
And that's another thing that I've really appreciated about Asia this year, just making sure that she absorbs the contact and she's not as afraid as she was last year. She sees the contact and she goes into it. She took like 3 different bumps, but she forced the referees to have to call something.
I love that our producer is saying she looks like a running back who puts her head down. Go up the middle. He produces a lot of football too, so.
He's all over the place.
He knows, he knows. Plum for 2.
And she missed that one, but that's her sweet spot. She loves to come off of that little curl screen right there at the elbow.
Vadiva for 3.
You gotta contest that. She's an incredible shooter for a big girl, and Asia has got to close all the way out and run her off the spot.
Chipping away at it. Vadiva with 13 points. They're saying no bucket.
No bucket. Foul called before the pass made to D'Erico on that backdoor cut. Perfectly run play, but it doesn't count.
Foul is on Beard, her second. Long arms of Vadiva disrupting that pass. Six seconds on the shot clock. Young makes her second bucket in the Aces uniform.
And she did everything with calm. The time was running down. The court was a little panicked, but she took her time, got to her spot, read the defense, and got up an easy shot.
Vadiva just going where she wants, when she wants.
She's done a great job of using her body. Right there, she made sure to get Asia on the other side and get to the basket.
Just 20 years old is Maria Vadiva. Plum, that's that shot she likes.
She loves it. There's no way she misses more than one in a row. She missed the first one. She definitely came right back to it and nailed it.
Beard, facial expression, she's done. She's in her 14th year in the league. Chiney comes up a little short. Pushing it ahead, Wilson, suction cups on her hands.
The fast break run by the post players. Looking at Bill's face, he's not too sure about that one, but they did a great effort trying to get the ball down.
Loose ball picked up by Jackie Young. She has Ruffin-Pratt ahead of her. takes it all the way.
And that's the strength we talked about earlier. She's capable of absorbing the contact and still getting her shot off.
Jackie Young scoreless through the first half. I have a feeling at halftime they said, hey, how about score a little? Kelsey Plum goes to what she knows.
Right to her sweet spot. She loves that elbow coming off of the curl. And then you hear Jackie Young, the rookie, coming in, taking this little contact and finishing the basket.
Sparks came out with some energy. Maria Vadiva has 7 points already in this third quarter. Jackie Young has knocked down 3 buckets already for her first 6 points of the game. That one comes up short. Hamby.
The Sparks were there for that rotation. They do a great job of coming over on the penetration from the weak side. And Dearica needed to pull up.
Ooh, Chelsea Gray down hard.
Slight trip over Asia Wilson's feet. Asia bumped her some. She went down hard.
Fouls on Asia Wilson.
You see here Chelsea's getting to the basket. Stepped on Asia's foot as she was going up. She came down really hard on her hip. And she'll step to the line for 2.
One more look at it. The trip. Out went Ruppin Pratt. In it came Raquana Williams. Chelsea Gray makes both of her free throws.
And Williams is a spark off the bench. Excuse the pun, but she's a great scorer.
I like the pun. Why have we not been using that all game? Gets old? I don't know. Gray coming around side.
Great English off the backboard, able to get it up high over the long arms of Dearica Hamby.
Gray and Hamby, pretty physical.
Very physical, and that power is going to be the thing that helps the Sparks get back into this, because right now they had a bit of advantage with how they're playing against the Aces.
But I'm watching them every time down the floor. Hamby and Gray going at it.
Neither afraid of the contact.
No, clearly. Foul was on Vadiva, and so Kalani Brown coming in.
Yeah, just saying he's rotating in because he's got some of his post players being really physical and getting some foul calls.
Third foul on Vadiva. Plum. When Plum steps back out, she's on the perimeter if you need her. Jackie Young going in. She's got it going now. 4th bucket for her. She's 4 for 4.
And I think she just wanted to get her rhythm and figure out how things were going. She's accepted some contact. She's accepted some defensive assignments, but now she's being strong on offense.
Kicked. Ball. I'm loving Hamby this year.
Listen, she went overseas. She's played great for her team in Italy, went to the finals, didn't quite bring home the championship, but she brought home a renewed encouragement and confidence.
Four seconds remaining on the shot clock.
And you see right there, Jackie just helped down to help Asia on that drive and made a great decision.
Loose ball coming the other way. Now it's Raquana Williams. She's got Elena Beard in front of her. Let's slow it down. Hamby. Wingspan. Disrupting that pass. Plum for 3. No good.
She might have been a little too open. Kelsey Plum doesn't miss much of those.
Elena Beard. You knew she wanted to draw you into the foul, McBride, and she did.
Tried to keep her hands up, but at the end, she flicked that wrist, ended up getting the foul.
Elena Beard, over 4,000 career points, league leader in steals for year after year. 2017 and 2018 league defensive player of the year. Just another coach on the floor for this team.
And that's Coach Fisher's advantage, because she knows what's needed of her team, and she leads by example, both offensively and defensively, applying the pressure when need be.
Yeah, and he said, look, he was going to WNBA games in LA when he was still in his playing career, and he said he watched a lot of Elena Beard.
We see Asia out here exhibiting her ball handling skills. Crossed her up, took her to the basket. Right now, she puts her head down. She's not afraid of the contact and able to finish with a right hand, which is not her strong hand. So that's impressive for the second-year player.
Kalani Brown went and got that rebound.
You can't teach height. She has a great basketball body. Sydney Colson thought she had the push-off from Mabry, but the referee called it on Colson. The fans tend to disagree.
Yeah, Bill respectfully disagrees as well. How about that? Williams smothered. O'Connor Williams nowhere to go. Jones, no foul.
And Sydney Colson with a piece of the ball as the shot went up.
Foul away from the ball. It was on Asia Wilson again? Nope. Nope, the foul was on Shanae Agwumike.
Asia's such a threat when she's running down the court. She's pushing it down the court, and they have to stop and bump her because she knows she's going straight to the basket. A little bit too much, and now Asia's at the line for two.
For Shanae Agwumike, that's her fourth foul. Sugar Rogers back on the floor for the Aces. Asia, 15 points, 7 rebounds.
Right here, the Aces have to look to make sure that they are playing strong defense.
Sydney Colson trying to get control of it, never had possession really.
Moving a little too fast for herself, but she did a great job defensively and making sure she got the ball. Even she has to smile. But here, on the help, she digs down and makes sure she gets the ball. But instead of picking it up, she keeps trying to dribble, and she never really got the handle on it. Ball out of bounds, back to the Sparks.
Trying to get around Sugar Rogers, not going to happen. Inside to Swords. Oh, meet Kalani Brown.
Hello. Great defensive plays, just incredible body and long arms. So Kaylin Swords, as she fell away from the goal, was met by Kalani Brown.
There's a roof constructed over that shot. Sugar. Shot doesn't fall. Sugar Rogers gets the rebound.
See her looking to get everything set up offensively, and De'Erica Hamby being aggressive. Carolyn Swords looking to clean up the mess, couldn't get it done.
Raquana Williams, no one fouls her, keep their composure.
And once again, De'Erica Hamby with the rebound, but the Aces need to slow down, get a good possession, run through their offense, and make the Sparks play defense.
Hamby, not close.
So right here, they've got to make sure they get a stop. You can't turn the ball and let them come back and score.
Hamby all over the boards.
She's working really hard both on offense and defense, but right here, Sydney Colson slowing the team down, getting into a set offense so they can get a good possession.
Yeah, double-double for Hamby, by the way. 10 points, 12 rebounds. How about Sydney Colson?
Reading the defense and the help and understanding where the help was coming from, over her head and flipped it into the basket to get the bucket for 2.
18 points, the largest lead of the game. Kalani Brown, that one's 2.
And once again, De'Erica Hamby falling out of bounds, throws it away, trying to get to tie.
Aces have Sugar Rogers now. What's she bring to this team?
You know, she's a vet, and just watching her in the practice, she's been able to lead the team, but she's won. She's done so many great things, and you see she's won Woman of the Year and a leading scorer once upon a time.
You know what else she brings to this team?
What's that?
A great sense of humor.
Oh, gosh.
The other day at practice, they were working with Liz Cambage, kicking inside of Liz Cambage, and Bill Lambier says to Sugar Rogers, what do we want her to do when we get it inside of her? And Sugar says, kick it out, I'm
Absolutely,
open.
she always wants the shot.
Bill's like, no, we do
That's
not
not
want
what we
Cambage.
want.
Kicking it out to you. Girls got to try. Stripped.
Incredible hustle by Sydney Colson as she got back.
1 second remaining, shot is up. House was on fire, third quarter in the books. Aces, big lead. Fourth quarter, opening game of the WNBA season for the Las Vegas Aces here at home, and what a performance. But Los Angeles Sparks have threatened in that third quarter. They'd have to really get it going in order to catch the Aces.
And so right now, the Aces have to make sure they keep the defensive intensity up and deny easy baskets.
Vadiva for 3. She's had a terrific game. Vadiva with 20 points.
And I think that Coach Fisher has seen the way that the Aces are helping on that screen. So she's popping instead of rolling so she can get that jump shot off.
You think about the Sparks team when they get Candace Parker back healthy. My goodness, the potential length that they have with Kalani Brown, Maria Vadiva, and both the Agwumake's and Candace Parker.
It's so much length across that front court that it's hard to get anything over. And plus the rebounding.
Ty inside to Hamby. Vadiva closing it out. Absolute denial.
Looks like there's an offensive foul on Carolyn Swartz. Ty looking around, we're trying to figure out who they call the foul on, but Carolyn Swartz on the screen. She gets subbed out for Asia Wilson coming in.
So for Swords, that's her 4th. Asia Wilson back in. Mabry, that's a big 3.
They absolutely have her going on, and the Sparks were able to force a switch because Ty was guarding her and ended up on Vadiva.
The lead was 18, it's cut now to 10.
So the Aces have to look into their offense, make sure they get a good look. Going inside to Asia Wilson is always a good decision. And on cue, she scores the bucket. But in times like that, the Aces have to just make sure they run a good offensive play, get it down to your horse. Asia Wilson is always going to get to the bucket.
Foul called on Ty there against Mabry. Kelsey Plum comes back in. Colson out. Nneka Agwumake in. Kalani Brown out.
Just like that, the ball's turned over, and the Aces will have a chance to come down and get them a basket. But Kelsey Plum to come in and try and settle this offense down just a little bit and see if they can get a good possession.
Sugar on the corner. No good, ball batted around. Mabry has a part of it, but it goes out of bounds. Oh. They're saying LA ball.
It looked like it went off of the Sparks, but going the other way, and the Aces will have to play defense.
Nneka against Hamby.
No good.
So Wilson with the
active,
rebound.
contesting the shot and making sure she gets a good look at trying to defend.
Plum. Fouled by Raquana Williams.
And she's always disappointed when she doesn't make it, even if she was fouled. She expects us to make every basket.
Plum, a terrific free throw shooter, in addition to all her other skills. Sugar Rogers out, Kayla McBride back in.
Just a little more consistency on offense. You see Ty picking up full court, making sure she puts pressure on Chelsea Gray.
Plum defensively on Mabry. Mabry over the top.
She's a great shooter. Plum had her hand in the face, pressured the ball right in front of her, but Mabry was able to get it up and over the top and score the bucket.
That's just a good shot. Quick catch and shoot from McBride. Asia Wilson, that's the work.
Working underneath, battling both Agumake and Vadiva underneath, able to come away with it and still put the ball down.
Oh, fouls on Ty.
You see the shot goes up, and Asia, she's tipping it over the head. She's tipping it again. Gray, Vadiva, in the middle of everyone, still able to get the bucket off the glass.
She is a rookie no more, Asia Wilson. Last year, doubled all year. First year, got a great season out of her in her rookie year. Now, Liz Cambage going to be joining her. De'Erica Hamby doing some terrific work. Carolyn Swords, another fearsome front line for the Aces.
And De'Erica Hamby.
The defense of De'Erica Hamby.
She's done a great job of keeping her feet active and not going for all the ball fakes.
And who gets that? De'Erica Hamby.
The Aces will go as the defense goes. And they play great defense. They're able to get some runouts, but they're also able to gain extra possessions because they work so hard.
Asia Wilson going to try to go right between Vadiva and Agumake. We will step away. Aces still in the driver's seat, fourth quarter. .5:47 left in the game, the home opener for the Las Vegas Aces. They're playing without Liz Cambage, facing a Los Angeles Sparks team that is playing without the services of Candace Parker. And we have seen some terrific performances. Of course, we expected Asia Wilson, Kayla McBride, Kelsey Plum has done work Liz Cambage going to be joining this team. According to Bill Lambier, she will be playing next weekend. We just want to give her some time to get her Achilles underneath her as well as her feet underneath her.
And she's got some great teammates that are willing to hold it down until she gets back, because De'Erica Hamby has done a great job already with a double-double.
Yeah, her third career double-double for Hamby. Third effort, no good. And Kayla McBride knocking it down.
And I want to point out that right there, that wasn't the play, but De'Erica Hamby set a great screen and Kayla came off of it, ready to shoot, and the Aces are still in the mood. We'll be right back.
It has been a house of fire, sellout here at the Mandalay Bay Event Center for the opening home game for the Las Vegas Aces. They're facing the Los Angeles Sparks.
And the intensity from the time the doors opened to even now, the Aces have played really tough and just fed off of the energy of this crowd.
And the Sparks trying to get the ball up and in underneath, and they have had a very tough time. Defense to offense.
And they're doing the right things. They're playing smart. K-Mac could have shot the ball, but she saw De'Erica with the mismatch. Dee read the defense coming towards her, pump fake, and an easy basket, and she goes to the line.
Foul on Raquana Williams. Williams out, Ruffin Pratt enters the game. Ty grabs the rebound.
Kelsey Plump pulling it up top to run the play. Ty frustrated, looks like she's being held, but the referee makes the call.
Michael Price, his foul is on Mabry. Her first. Plum had real estate in front of her.
Able to get it up and finish with her strong left hand, but it's like the Red Sea parted and opened up for her.
All of a sudden there's fresh air in front. Vadiva, nothing going in for the Sparks. Hamby, oh my, gets it right under the chin too. Let's take a look at Kelsey Plum and the biblical parting of the Red Sea.
And you see she came off of that screen, she thought, but everybody stuffed off of her because she normally takes that jump shot. So they're anticipating the shooting. She kept going to the basket, contesting the big girl.
Nneka Ogwumike shooting two, makes the first. Chelsea Gray out. Alexis Jones in for the Sparks.
This Aces team has really shown that they were ready to come out of training camp. They've been beating each other up all training camp, and now here they are against someone else.
Asia Wilson, can it get any harder than that? Coming up through Vadiva.
And they just keep fighting. Ty went to the basket, had a tough time, didn't finish, but she got her hands on the ball to knock it to Asia in order to finish. And Ty's working on both sides of the ball, frustrated because offensively she can't get it together, but defensively you never have to question her effort.
For Nneka Ogwumike, that's her fifth. Under 4 minutes remaining in the game. Hamby taking it two, no good.
Still aggressive, just a little bit, and you cannot fault it.
Three's no good, here's Nneka. They're gonna let her have that one.
Not worth the foul. She had great position, open to the basket, get down and get another possession on offense.
Nneka Ogwumike, 17 points, 11 rebounds.
Somebody got a finger on that last shot from Plum. And Dearica, we expect her to pull everyone down, but she wasn't able to get that one.
Into Vadiva. Asia waiting for it. A quick turn by Vadiva.
And the Aces just seem to come up with every loose ball, every rebound. But the Sparks continue with the pressure.
McBride for 3. Comes up short. She says, okay, for 2 then. Still comes up short.
And they both look really good coming out of her hand, but she definitely... Dearica's always in the way. She finds a way to contest every shot, get the rebounds. Her hustle has been paramount for this team tonight.
Absolutely outstanding play by Dearica Hamby, start to finish.
She's getting a break now. Jisoo Park coming in to sub for her. Her efforts are really worth an applause. As she comes down, she contests. She takes the brunt of it, but no foul call, Sparks ball, and she gets to rest.
Jisoo, just 20 years old, the youngest player in the WNBA last year. From South Korea, still working on her English. Earlier this week, her washing machine flooded. Had to have her translator call Carrie Lambier, Bill Lambier's daughter, to try to translate the situation. Washing machine flooded, what do I do? These are real world problems.
Real world problems. It could be worse.
It could be worse, yes.
With their living accommodations, I think she'll be okay.
Yeah. Asking Bill what Jisoo needs to do. He said she needs to get older.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay.
The more she plays, the better she'll get. She was the MVP over in Korea this year. They won the championship. She does great things, but she still has to work her way into this rotation for the Aces and continue to play really strong.
6 seconds remaining on the clock. Asia Wilson from outside positioning. Kalani Brown made sure there was not an ace around.
Great help defense by the Aces.
Vadiva likes to go to that left side.
And Jisoo passing it to her buddy, Asia Wilson, and looking for Plum. But it's just really good for her to be strong underneath the basket.
McBride, that's 2.
And you see Kelsey Plum and Kayla McBride playing a bit of a two-man game, back and forth, back and forth.
Well, you want to talk about the difference between last year and this year, right? They'd have a whole year of learning under their belt. They are now dancing together, Plum and McBride.
Last year they learned what one another liked, and this year they're able to capitalize off of that relationship, and they both went overseas and played incredibly well, so their confidence is great as far as passing the ball, catching the ball, and being able to shoot it.
Like Bill Lambert said, look, last year we lost at the three-point line. That was to be expected. He said we may do that again this year, but we got to win rebounding. We got to win inside. They got 4 made threes today to the Sparks 5. They'll take that any day.
Absolutely. And the way that his shooters normally shoot, they get more looks at the three. But today that curl was open, so they read the defense and just took what was given to them.
Sydney Weiss in now for the Sparks. Out of Oregon State, another three-point shooter.
And Sydney Colson with a turnover in for the Aces.
Vadiva, it's not a shot unless she spins. You know that? Spin, 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 move on it.
She read the defense well.
Yeah.
Sydney Colson ran under her, and if you remember at the end of the last half, she got that steal.
Jisoo shot, no good.
Aggressive and looking at the basket, just a little too soft, didn't get it up. Great entry pass. Kalani Brown came down and buried Carolyn Swords under the basket in transition, so that was really tough to defend. She's too big to be that far underneath.
What an opening game effort. And Kayla McBride up and under.
With a little spin on the backboard. Perfect English going underneath with the scoop shot.
tremendous performance by the Aces to start off things here in the house for the 2019 season. Jisoo taking it away.
And Jisoo actually played great defense.
The Las Vegas Aces open the 2019 season with a win in front of their home crowd at the house. This is an Aces team that started the season last year without all their pieces in place, without all their players. They went 1-7 to start things off this year. Everybody in camp. A 13-point win over the Los Angeles Sparks. For the Aces, a defensive effort start to finish, and keep in mind, this is without the services of that woman on the right side of your screen, Liz Cambage, a blockbuster